Hello, good afternoon, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian news of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news comes from Majalengka. A pickup car crashes into a house and 3 motorbikes. The accident on a village road occurred in Tanjungsari Village, Leuwimunding District, Majalengka Regency on Friday, July 15, 2022 in the morning. The incident resulted in 3 houses in the Dukuh Kate block being destroyed in the front of because it was hit by a black pickup truck. Not only the house, 3 motorbikes were also damaged, because it was hit by the front of the car that was speeding up to the living room of the house. Met at the location, the driver Nono admitted that when he passed the scene he was sleepy. He could not control his vehicle until it crashed into a resident's house. Before the incident occurred, Nono also admitted after attending an entertainment, he drove from the village of Karangasem to his house in the local village. The owner of the house that was hit by the car, Sri, said that the incident occurred at 4 o'clock a.m., where at the time he and other family members heard a roar from the front of the house. Seeing the incident, she immediately got out and asked about the cause of the car crashing into his house. According to the driver, he was sleepy, Sri said. In addition to the wall of the front house that collapsed, 3 motorbikes parked in the living room were also damaged. He also hopes that the driver is responsible for what happened to his house and vehicle. Until now, both the owner of the house and the driver are still mediating regarding the incident. Meanwhile, there has been no evacuation process for the car that is still in the yard of the house in the Dukuh Kate block in the local village. The next news is, an Indonesian worker from East Lampung died in Malaysia. The news of an Indonesian worker passing away in Malaysia still leaves deep sorrow for his family. On Friday, the 15th of July 2022, Andre, the son of an Indonesian worker who died, looks contemplative in front of his house in Hargomulyo Village, Sekampung District, East Lampung. Wearing a blue batik and a black cap, he still remembers the will before his father, who is an Indonesian worker, died on Friday, July 8, 2022. The memory of his father's last message was still ringing in his head. Andre is the first child of Bambang who died in Malaysia. Occasionally, too, a sad smile attached from his lips. How not? The humorous figure who became the backbone of his family and lived in the imagination. In his eyes, Bambang is a hard-working father figure. His father's gentle demeanor too is still warm in Andre's memory. His father's last request, according to Andre, was quite heavy. He hopes that the government can provide assistance to his family. The next news is, minors are suspected of burglary. The case of abuse that killed a young man with the initial YG, who was 29 years old, in Kebon Bawang, Tanjung Priok, North Jakarta, on Wednesday, July 13, 2022 in the morning, was motivated by robbery. Two perpetrators slashed YG, who had just returned from his village, to death and then took the victim's cell phone and money. Not long after, the police arrested one of the perpetrators. The perpetrator is known to have the initial NI, 17 years old, the mastermind of the robbery action. He was arrested at his home in the Koja area, North Jakarta. Meanwhile, the head of the Tanjung Priok police, M. Yamin, said that, based on the result of the examination, NI turned out to be a minor. Yamin said that NI played the role of the mastermind of the robbery as well as the jockey. He is also the owner of the sharp weapon used to injure Y's victim to death. The 70-year-old youth is known to have repeatedly carried out similar actions, but based on reports only once in the Tanjung Priok area. The next news is a series of accidents involving several vehicles in Bawen Semarang. The police revealed the condition of a number of victims caused by the carrom accident that occurred on Palagan Street, to be precise, near the Bawen High School and Pak Eko Freight Dock, Bawen Semarang Regency, Central Java, on Saturday, 16 July 2022 in the morning. The accident involved one trailer truck loaded with flour with plates H8364BA, two dump trucks loaded with sand with plates H1409YE and H8028E, and a motorcycle with the number H5591AUC. Based on the narrative of the head of the Accident and Law Enforcement Unit of the Semarang Resort Police Traffic Unit, the second Inspector Andi Taufan, there were victims who died in the accident. Second Inspector Andi also explained the chronology of the accident. The truck, which was loaded with flour from the direction of Bergas, was suspected of having damaged its brakes. It is still a case because it is still being checked. Then hit the motorbike. After hitting the motorbike, the truck driver swerved to the right, went into the opposite direction and hit the dump truck loaded with sand. Meanwhile, the collision hit the truck, which was also loaded with sand behind it. From the observation at location, the truck loaded with plated flour was badly damaged and the flour was scattered on the road. Meanwhile, two trucks loaded with sand were also wrecked in the front. Trucks loaded with flour were evacuated to the Ambarawa sector police area. Meanwhile, the trucks loaded with sand are still at the scene. As of 10 o'clock a.m. Western Indonesian time, the traffic flow on the route was stagnant and congested. Density occurred up to Semarang Solo Street, Harjosari area, and the exit of the Bawen Toll Road. Meanwhile, the density in the Ambarawa area occurred until the intersection of the Ambarawa Ring Road. The next news is dozens of masses sealed the ACT office in Surabaya. Satisfied with giving speech and sealing the office building of the Rapid Response Agency or ACT in Surabaya, Gayung Sari Street X number 41, Gayungan, Surabaya, on Friday, July 15, 2022. Dozens of the red and white forum masses shifted in front of the East Java Regional Police Headquarters. The field coordinator of the East Java Red and White Forum, Agung Hendro, said that his party will also conduct a speech conveying similar aspirations in front of the East Java Regional Police Headquarters. Then his party will also try to communicate with a number of key officials in the East Java Regional Police to bridge these aspirations. At around 2 o'clock p.m., the mass of action who arrived in front of the main fence of the East Java Regional Police Headquarters gave speech on the case of alleged misappropriation of donation collection funds carried by the philanthropic institution. At around 10 minutes past 2 p.m., a number of representatives of the mass community organization of the East Java Red and White Forum conducted mediation and discussion in the battle room of Directorate of Intelligence and Security of the region East Java. It took less than an hour to mediate a legal case before ICT. A number of representatives of the East Java Red and White Forum were seen walking out of the yard in the East Java area. Agung then appealed to the mass affection that he commanded to disperse and return to their place of origin. This is because the aspiration have been conveyed directly to a number of officials from the Intelligence and Security Directorate of the East Java Police, who met him earlier, and cases involving ICT officials have been investigated by the Criminal Investigation Agency of Indonesian National Police Headquarters. The next news is, the head of the Palembang National Defense Agency was arrested on suspicion of the Land Mafia. The news that the head of the Palembang National Defense Agency, Norman Subowo, was arrested by the police immediately became the talk of the Palembang people on Saturday, 16 July 2022. The news that the head of the Palembang National Defense Agency, Norman Subowo, was arrested by the police made Palembang residents flock to reveal their land problems. The following is a report of several residents who became victims of the Land Mafia after the capture of Norman Subowo. After being arrested by the head of the Palembang National Defense Agency, Norman Subowo, Sripoku.com received many reports from residents who were victims of the Land Mafia. The victim of the Land Mafia was allegedly carried out by the Palembang National Defense Agency, Norman Subowo, revealed evidence that he was a victim of the Land Mafia. One of the residents of Palembang named Anvi claimed to own land in Tanjung Priok. Not to forget, Anvi also revealed proof of his land ownership certificate. Anvi sent the evidence to Sriwijaya Post Instagram. He also explained that the complete documentary evidence that have been registered with the Palembang City National Defense Agency. Other evidence, he displays evidence of the condition of the land that was seized by Land Mafia actors so that a guardrail was made. Anvi is known to have reported this Land Mafia problem to the authorities. In line with Anvi, DT also claimed to be a victim of the Land Mafia. DT also explained that the head of the National Defense Agency promised to meet to resolve the Land Mafia problem, but nothing happened. The last news is, Brigadier Josue is known by the teacher as a good student. Bambang, the teacher of 4 high school senior in Muaro, Jambi, where Brigadier Josue attended school, remembered Josue as a good and outstanding student. Bambang said that he knew exactly the condition of his students because he was also the deputy head of student affairs. In fact, he also knows Josue's parents and often communicates. Not only Josue, he also said that his 2 younger siblings who also attended high school were good children and had never committed any violations. In addition, he also said that Josue was a religious student during his schooling. Josue always participated in religious activities with the pride and never received a bad report. Josue also, in Bambang's memory, was very obedient to the teacher and never did anything strange. According to him, Joshua was one of his proud students and the best student in the 4th high school because Joshua could bring the good name of the high school at that time, including the flag raising squad. Getting to know Joshua closely during his high school made Bambang feel distrustful of the chronology of events that was told regarding the harassment by stabbing the wife of the head of the Propam division. He admitted that he was very surprised by the news and prayed that Joshua would be placed on the side of Almighty God. As a teacher, he was very saddened by this incident because Joshua was one of his proud students and Joshua was one of his students who had succeeded. Finally, he asked that the truth of this incident be dug up because he knew Joshua and did not believe that Joshua had done this. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Don't forget to follow us in YouTube, Tribun Lampung News Video, Tribun Lampung Facebook, Tribun Lampung Instagram, and Tribun Lampung TikTok for further information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.